let's see what the issue with modern art is, which I, to some extent, agree with.
I don't like modern art. I don't like abstract art. Controversial opinion, I know. However, I'll explain through a bit of its history, first of all, and what exactly it is I have a problem with. Because it's probably not what you think. To start, let's begin with some examples of abstract expressionism. It was an art movement developed in New York in the 1940s, and as a famous example of it, let's take a look at this art piece, Number 5 by Jackson Pollock. It's an action painting, made by laying out a large canvas on the floor and dripping cans of paint onto it. The piece is absolutely devoid of meaning. It obliterates all rules of composition, lighting, and even subject. This artwork is absolutely meaningless.
Which isn't to say it lacks meaning. Let me explain. It doesn't mean that you can't derive meaning from it, but the artwork in and of itself doesn't say anything. Unlike artwork of beautiful people like the Mona Lisa or something, you know, this lacks meaning in and of itself, but you can still derive something from it.
What the painting is, however, is supposedly a celebration of the activity of painting itself, about the paint and about the canvas. In Pollock's specific case, as a practitioner of action painting, his work is about the energy of the splashing lines of paint themselves. Art for art's sake, essentially. And I will admit, the work produces an aesthetically pleasing pattern to look at in all of its chaotic energy. However, randomly splashing paint around on a large canvas isn't a particularly difficult thing to do. Nor are random swashes of paint in solid chunks, like in Mark Rothko's Number 16. So what's the problem? Why?
Number 5, number 16. I heard Penn Jillette talk about this, specifically Jackson Pollock, why he finds a Jackson Pollock painting to be of value and on some monkey mode type beat, I like it. I have no idea what that means, coward. But yes, absolutely. Picasso, for sure. Lots of expression there. But Penn Jillette, he spoke about Jackson Pollock, and he found that because he was the first, he was the guy who invented that style, that means it has value, and everyone who imitates it lacks value. And I can agree to some extent with that, but it feels like a cop-out. I'm not gonna look at the Jackson Pollock and it's not gonna move me the same way like a Picasso might, or in my personal experience, Salvador Dali painting. I mean, this is nonsense in a sense, but it's beautiful nonsense, which is, it's a dreamlike painting. And I can read into it just like I can read into a Jackson Pollock painting, but I feel like I can read in more to this because there's more thought, I feel, behind the painting. I find where is it, the time? Yeah, this one. There's a reason this one is as famous as it is. I can read into it. It says something about life, about time, about how fleeting it is, how it feels like it's melting away, which I just don't buy. Like, this painting tells me nothing. Absolutely nothing. Pop out. I think you can tell when any example of art is genuine or not. Yeah, to an extent you can. Maybe. I to an extent, but considering AI art, if I just look at this, I'm having a hard time telling if this is made by a human or not. I have to study it real hard to find details where I can say this is probably made by an AI, by a computer. Probably. But I can never be sure anymore. And that's the issue. So is this genuine? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it is. I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. Anyway, back to the video.
Why do I have such a problem with modern abstract art? The artwork isn't intrinsically abhorrent or ugly, nor do I particularly hate what they stand for. No, what I dislike is that these artworks are being sold for absurdly high amounts of money. Mark Rothko's number 16 sold for $1.8 million.
It's a money laundering scheme.
Not too bad yet, right?
We know it's a money laundering. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, guys, the bitch is gone. Just kidding. No, she's still here. She's still here. The old ball and chain. Where were we? So awkward. I haven't spoken English in front of my girlfriend ever. Har jag gjort det? Nej. She concurs. And I don't know how she'll take it. Okay. Anyway, back to the video.
That matches the price of many other paintings, though few of which are as simplistic as this. Let's turn back to Jackson Pollock's number 5 for a second. How much do you think this one is worth? 5 million?
150.
10 million? In 2006, this piece was sold for an absurd $140 million. That's as much as an expensive yacht, or 2 cheaper ones. Okay, so famous paintings are expensive. Big deal.
See, this I can understand holds value. The Jackson Pollock. This, though.
There's Renaissance paintings that are sold for much, much more.
Why? This is beautiful. A Da Vinci painting for... Well, okay. $469.7 million.
And I hate modern art because it's become commoditized by the super rich, like all these other famous art pieces, right? Well, not exactly.
Gustav Klimt. Austrian painter.
Why do I have a problem with this art form in particular, and not paintings of other genres, like classical Renaissance portraits, or Impressionist pieces that similarly fetch high prices from people with way too much money for their own good? My issue comes with the specific legacies of abstract expressionism and the history that brought it about, which makes the commoditization of it even more egregious.
Breaking the rules doesn't carry any meaning if you don't know what the rules are. Yes, in the same way that jazz musicians break the rules intentionally. But if I start just plucking the guitar for no reason, with no intention, that's the issue. I have no intention with it. I don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I can't create anything interesting with it. While as a jazz musician will incorporate the rule breaking into something of interest, something which convey meaning. They have a specific intent with what they do. I can't see the intent in this painting at all.
So to explain this, we're gonna have to go back.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
Ooga booga, caveman drone. Okay, not that far.
Though, to be fair, this is, to me, is that real? Is that really a real cave painting? Oh my god. This isn't real. This can't be real. I know this is real. This might be real. I can feel something when I look at that, which modern art completely lacks. There's a connection between me as a modern human and the cave painting that I do not have with a Jackson Pollock painting at all.
We're gonna go back to the Renaissance. The old masters like Leonardo da Vinci, Caravaggio, and Rembrandt defined what art was at the time. Becoming an artist was not something anybody could do. In some years, you needed to become the apprentice of an already established, well-known artist. In others, you had to attend an academy, learning all the rules of art such as light, shadow, proportion, perspective, sculpturalism, etc. Simply put, it was a difficult endeavor. However, modernism emerged in the 20th century. Unlike old Renaissance styles such as Baroque, Rococo, Neoclassicism, among others, with modernism came styles such as Cubism, Futurism, and Abstract Expressionism. And unlike the art of before, many of these modernist styles were easy. So easy that anyone with some paint and a brush could do it. Heck, as Jackson Pollock proved with action painting, sometimes you didn't even need the brush. Because abstract art was free from the rules established by institutions of the past, anyone could do it, which was the beauty of the art form. Anyone was free to artistically express themselves through expressive use of lines, color, etc. It was a liberating art form that anyone could participate in, not just the super rich or hyper talented.
Which is good. I like that. The democratization of art. But it looks like shit. And it shouldn't be worth $140 million.
In the Renaissance, art was a thing only displayed in the homes of nobility or inside of churches. At best, ordinary people just owned some small Jesus thing. As we jump back into the 20th century, modernism, unlike the art of the past, wasn't mostly made for the benefit of the rich or the church. It was the shift of art from Paris to New York. And herein lies my problem with modernism. Because it's been commoditized by the wealthy, all the same, like with the paintings of the past. It's a shame that Despite the accessibility initially touted by the art form, modern art has become something only enjoyed by the rich, once again. We see pieces such as Pollock's No. 5, Rothko's No. 16, or Picasso's painting of a lover in a beret being traded around by private collectors for millions of dollars. Artwork has always been the victim of conspicuous consumption, the victim of wealthy people buying it to show off how much money they have. Modern art had arrived to subvert the expectations of institutions and the reputation of art in the past, and yet it had ended up as commoditized as the rest. The legacy of modern art is, dare I say, tarnished in recent years, replaced with the idea of it being the work of lazy artists randomly splattering paint on a canvas to earn a quick buck. And again, looking at these absurd prices being fetched, it's no wonder it earned this reputation. With the ridiculous prices of such simplistic pieces that require no years or decades of practice and training, it's no wonder that nowadays, the reputation of modern art is sinking further. And this isn't helped by the controversial contemporary pieces like the banana taped to the wall, which are also being marketed as modern art. But that's not the point here today. It's transformed from an expressive, colorful medium, free from the limiting rules of the past, like color, subject, light, perspective, shadow, free from the academies, the church, free from the snobbish legacies that pegged art as a commodity only enjoyed by the wealthy. And that is why I dislike modern, abstract art.
Yeah. It's a good video. I like it. I absolutely like it. Serpexnessy Art. I have no idea who you are. But I like you. I do like you. Oh, the absolute state of AI art. Yeah, as you said here, Coward. Let's see. The democratization of art is also being pushed around today with AI stuff, but it seems like a little more than a tagline. Yeah, AI art is a good... It's a good starting point. It's good to use as reference, perhaps. I can see people use it to generate the base and then you paint over it, perhaps. Which, to be fair, is kind of how a lot of classical art pieces were done. Picasso, not Picasso. What am I talking about? Oh, the classics. Oh my god. The Ninja Turtles, Leonardo, and all those people. Leonardo, Donatello, and God. NMT. Why can't I think of the others? Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and... What? Where is it? Ah, fuck it. You know who I mean. Those people used to tell their apprentices what to paint. And then they'd use that as a canvas or, you know, as a blueprint. That's why you can see we have X-rayed. A classical art. And we've found paintings and drawings beneath the painting. You can see it's not just that they used the canvas like as training beforehand. They actually painted layers with the master telling them where to paint, I believe, and then them painting. Yeah, you can see here it's they drew, the master drew, and then they painted in it. No, that's not it. Oh my god, why can't I find it? Okay, no, this is just a painting over another painting, which again is also very much happened a lot in history, from what I can tell. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. It's possible. It has happened, as I'm sure someone can attest to. But I believe that used to happen a lot, actually. The non-experienced artists using AI today find the same problem as the non-experienced embracing abstract art, which is that they are limited in what they can do. Yes. If I start using AI art, I'm not going to make a Rembrandt painting all of a sudden with perfect limbs, as we've seen. The limbs are, or the indexes are the issue mostly, it seems. With my experience in both software and drawing, I can confidently say that AI generation will never be an adequate replacement. It should instead just be looked at as a tool, just like brushes. I agree. I'm not sure you're on the money, considering when it comes to if it can replace artistry altogether. I'm not sold on that one yet. We haven't seen the roof of what AI art can do yet. Maybe it can't produce the same artistry, but I'm not sure it can't replace. Let me put it this way. I'm sure it can replace corporate art. Of that I have no doubt. Corporate art. Maybe it won't replace real artistry, so to speak. If one can make that kind of distinction.